Hello, Brett. I would like to try to communicate with you. You know, it's been 2 years since our last encounter. You know, the assault. And I have recently been enlightened as to maybe some of your mindset, perhaps. I don't know, because I'm not going to assume to understand you without you speaking for yourself. However, when you don't speak to me, what do you give me to work with? Fucking nothing. So I think it's best to not just sit here and stew and feel hurt and feel abandoned by you and all kinds of really like negative things by your actions, your lack of actions. So instead, I'm just going to take into my own hands, manifest my own destiny, and be it that it is. Not really understanding, you know, how the parentals would, to my best of my knowledge, visit you and Bub, and come back and not have like no report out, nothing to say. I mean, do you remember the days when it was like, we need to talk, family meeting, everybody sit down, discuss it, resolve it, move on? You remember that? Like hugs and move past it with some kind of peaceful understanding, maybe? I don't fucking know. Something better than what the fuck has been going on with you and me for the last 2 years, which is the most bullshit. I mean, I'm so pissed at you. I'm really pissed at you. Make no qualms about it. This is not a friendly call. This is me letting you know that you have completely sucked as a brother. And the thing is that it devastates me because I never in a million years would have thought that I would ever say that about you or experience anything that I've experienced with you in the last 3-4 years. Never. So thank you for that lesson. Thank you for giving me the rude awakening of people that you love the most, that you cherish the most, that you put as a priority in one's life, are just as easily the people who will blow your world apart as some fucking stranger. In fact, probably even more so. I can tell you for sure that having this encounter is way more scarier than taking on a stranger. And one reason why is because I don't have any fucking idea what fucking possessed you to assault me, kick me out completely, never speak upon it, never say a fucking word, even though I've reached out to you, and even though I've like probed mom, probed dad, like, and then got nothing, and then I finally cornered mom. We were in Alaska. Aunt Joey, you know, of course, Aunt Joey's, it's not like nobody's talked, of course, don't be stupid, everybody knows. And Aunt Joey asked me some questions, and I was like, yeah, you know, there's been no communication between you and I. And you can't resolve problems that way, in case you didn't know. I'm being incredibly sarcastic because I'm so pissed, all right? What you did was completely unspeakable. Definitely not seen coming. Definitely undeserving and so fucking wrong. So fucking wrong. And it's every, you know, quarter that goes by, every year so far too, but the time that's spent sweeping by and you just letting it all sit under the rug, because we've been that way in the past, like bullshit. No, not you and me, not me and Bub, not you and Bub. There's, you know, there's not there's not a day that has gone by that any of this is anything remotely resembling the sibling relationship that we've had our whole fucking life, your whole fucking life. I mean, where the fuck did you just say, you know what, I think we're gonna change it, instead of being in each other's corner, non-judgmental and completely open understanding. Even if you don't agree, there was never this kind of animosity, and definitely never a reason to lay hands on and to fucking lose your fucking cool so badly that you're like an ape man throwing wood around and completely going ballistic like I've never seen. Now, I'm not surprised by it. Don't get me wrong. I don't shame you for having your reaction, your responses, and your outbursts. Clearly, you have had pain, and you have had anger, and you have had all kinds of fucked upness that you just wanted to unleash on me that day. That part, I don't know why you would choose me to unleash all that fucking shit on so adamantly, as though I caused it. And here we are, 2 years have gone by, and there's not been a fucking word from you. Not a fucking word. And you're wrong for that. You're very fucking wrong for that. And if you think that this isn't affecting me, fuck you. It's totally affected me. And if you're proud of that, then pat yourself on the back, because that sucks. Because I would never allow that. Never. I obviously am not the one to, I'm not trying to bug you. I'm not trying to beat your door down or nothing. I've been trying to subtly, like, especially in the onset, the beginning, don't even try to act like you didn't know. I was trying to, like, hey, we need to talk. Hey, we should discuss this. We should understand each other. You should back it up and allow me to get wherever the fuck it was you were in your headspace that day, and then let me say, hey, here's where I didn't know I was upsetting you. Here's where I would never in a million years be trying to seek out ways to piss you off. I mean, have I ever done that before? No. Why would I start then? Think about it. Whatever your deal was, you weren't able to communicate. I don't know fucking why. Maybe because you have your own habits that keep you from being able to be a successful communicator. I don't fucking know, but I've never been there before with you, and I don't ever plan on ever going there again with you. And in your words, you're out of my life. Fuck you. Get the fuck away from me. Never call. You disown me. like you got it right. Like you have all this power. And you know what? Have your power. That makes you feel better? You're content? You're good? Great. Be good. I'm now at a place where I'm learning, and I can thank you for this too. I'm learning not to give a shit about those that don't obviously give a shit about me. Even my own brother. My own blood. Blood was thicker than water. It used to be. Man, nothing could tear us apart. Nothing. Let me remind you, there was not one thing that could ever come between us like this. And you've definitely succeeded. How does that feel? To be successful at destroying a relationship with probably one person in your world that loves you more than probably anybody. Thank you for that too. So instead of sending another passive-aggressive postcard and having a conversation with Aunt Joey and Mom in Alaska and confronting Mom, like, you know what, by the way, your lack of communication back to me, responding, feedback, whatever you got to say about whatever took place between your conversation with Breton and you, and then Dad, same thing, same scenario. Basically, it makes me feel like they condone the bullshit, and I found out why. And this is where I'm fucking livid. You're a fucking liar. You can't bone up to the fact that you did bad and that you have all whatever elements that caused you to do bad, whether it's your poor judgment or your drunkenness, or who gives a shit why. Maybe you just did bad, period. The fact that it happened, it doesn't matter how it happened, why, you got there, why you can't control yourself, that honestly is not relevant. The fact that you can cross over into that destruction, that's something to understand. And then the fact that you can live with that and never say a word, and then turn around and lie when confronted, when asked. Because I put it on mom and dad. I said, when you get up there, please make sure that you sit down with Brett and talk to him about what the fuck took place. Because it's not okay. It's not okay. It never was okay. It will never be okay. Do you understand? I can't believe that you even think, do you think it's okay, honestly? Is that what you did to April? I remember you and Cassie. I thought she was the Hulk. Maybe you lied about that too. I don't know. Maybe you're a liar. I've lied before, not to you. But lately, in the last, since Sydney was in high school, you just seem to have a very comfortable way of just being a fucking liar and being a backstabber and going against the grain and defacing the commitment, the trust, the whole like, I got your back, and being like a true brother, like I would always be a true sister. Like even Brian, who we know has so many more priorities than his loyalties to his family, but even Brian knows better and can at least stick to what's true to us. But you can't, clearly. You can't stick to what's true to us. You don't give a shit. That's cool, man, cool. I have learned how to do that. And thanks to you, you were the starter in that whole learning process for my life. You're just the first person of a line of people who I've considered to be very close to me, people I loved, people I cared about, who, found their ways to fuck me up. And I know you don't give a shit about that, and honestly, I don't give a shit to tell you, because you don't give a shit about how I feel, and what I've been through, what I think, how you affected me. You can't even acknowledge the truth about what the fuck happened. You would rather lie. And I know that now. I had to confront Mom with Joey standing there. It was quite easy. And I was like, by the way, thanks for condoning this bullshit. You never did say what the fuck was his excuse or explanation or whatever. Your conversation with him, clearly, obviously, I would be following up on that. Duh. And to learn, unless she's lying is in our genes. Unless she's lying by telling me that you said, oh, well, Mom, or Dad, if it were Dad at the time when y'all went to the Seahawks game, it was just you and Dad and Bub and good old boys time, that time, by saying she brought drugs into my place. She brought drugs into my house, and so therefore, somehow in your head, you feel justified to fucking losing your fucking goddamn shit, like completely, where you're hulking out, you're turning into a fucking ape, able to flat, dead jump straight up, like 4 feet up onto your workbench, throw 2x4s at me, grab me, pick me up, throw me down. The yelling is insane. If you don't believe me, I already know I can't trust your girl to be honest, because I think it doesn't matter. But if you want some proof, I'll give you some fucking proof. I recorded a lot of those segments because I'm not an idiot. I couldn't believe it. I really fucking couldn't believe it. And I cried for days. I wasn't even going to say anything to Mom when I finally made it home that night, that early morning, when I decided, damn shit, I better get the fuck out of here. I have to save my own self, because clearly trying to be there for you and see you through to the end of that episode wasn't a priority to you, or you fucking value it at all, clearly combating you and come step up to you and make you kind of like shake out of it. Obviously, we're way beyond that. We've always been way beyond that. But honestly, I thought, well, maybe that would work. I don't know. I just knew at that moment I wasn't going to give up on my baby brother. I have known you've been upset. You've always been upset. Please. Motherfucker, please. You're pissed at mom. Then, whether you still are or not, honestly, I don't give a shit. But then, you definitely were. And you took it all out on me. I don't know if I somehow morphed into mom. I don't know if somewhere our similarities made you think that I was mom and you felt like, oh, I'm going to just kick her ass. I'll tell you what, if you ever lay hands on mom like that, I will shoot you. I will shoot you. But it came to a point that night, that morning, that all of my strategies were obviously not going to work. They were going to cause you more anger and me more inflicted pain or humiliation or belittlement or whatever, not even able to discuss or say anything to you. You probably don't even remember that I never really actually got a word in, ever, edgewise, never really got a word in. You just decided to mow over the entire scene with your ballistics and your charges and your, oh my God, out of control behavior. And your girl, who I feel dumb for this one, your girl is all the while like waiting this out with me. She's right there. She witnessed everything. She's right there the whole time. You know, I got so upset at one point, you know, I peed my pants and, you know, I was like, thanks sis, you give me her pants to wear because I wasn't going to yell at you and be in a fight with you with pee in my pants. And she came through like a cool sister and like, here, you can wear these super cool, comfortable pants, which I still have. I'm not giving them back. Fuck her. Fuck her. You want to know why I fuck her? Because she sat there and made me believe that we were all going to be, even if in the worst case scenario, like we always would be, okay. In the end, it'll settle at some point. God knows I never thought it would be like that. But at some point, and then at least we could all sit there and come back to sanity. Come back to like, you know, and I know that the way we were raised is no bullshit. There's no bullshit. Why the fuck would there be a need to lie? When it's on the table and it's up in front and it's out in the open, at that point, lying about what's happening is like the absolute dumbest and worst thing you could possibly do. And having found out that that's how you proceeded to, you know, cover your ass for your own whatever reasons, must be pretty deep, that you would throw me under the bus, and April will sit there and just be like, oh, I don't know. Like, bullshit. And you make sure April sees this. April, you fucked me up that day. You fucked me up by saying, I don't even think you spoke. I think you just sat there and pleasantly agreed, as you commonly do. Just, oh, everything's great. Yeah, everything's fucking great. Sure, everything's great. I noticed how you didn't respond to me when I said, does he do this to you? Because I bet he does. I hope not, Brett, because one day, that kind of shit will put you in jail. But, I mean, hey, it's not like you're unfamiliar with that environment, right? Just not that side of the jailhouse. You're comfortable with the DWI side, not the domestic side. I bet it's a little different. In fact, I know it's a little different. And April, as much as I'm like poo-poo you, I hope you don't have to be going through this. Because if you are, and you're about to get married a year from now, really? Okay. Good luck. Speaking of, seriously, good luck to you both. I won't be at your wedding. I wasn't ever invited. I've not even spoken to you in 2 years, so why the fuck would I go to your wedding? And I don't got your back no more. And it feels kind of liberating. Sure, I'm like missing my brother, but there's been so much that has changed. And so, like I said, so many of the people who I considered to be my inner circle my inner circle has plenty of space these days, and it feels good. Don't get it twisted. It feels great. It's what I needed probably way longer, is to discover myself way sooner. And yeah, again, I'll just thank you one more time for bringing that out. Bringing out the fact that I don't have to put everyone else's fucking needs before my own. That I don't have to hold in my feelings and make them go away, suppressed to everybody else's thoughts and feelings like they're more important. I know now that I can be me, and I can be my authentic self and not give a fuck about what your opinion is, what mom's opinion is, dad's opinion, friends' opinions. Like, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Why didn't I pick up on that so much fucking sooner in my life? You know? But better late than never. And I'm okay for that. And I know you don't give a shit about that, but I'm gonna let you know I'm okay for that. You have no fucking idea what I've been through. No fucking idea. And for the record, which obviously you weren't paying very much attention. Maybe you were drunk, I don't know. Maybe you don't care. Duh. I didn't have any drugs with me. I didn't have any drugs with me on that trip. And I sent a copy, I sent a picture of a drug test that I took when I got home. Just to prove it. Because, you know, 24 hours go by after we land, and here comes mom barging into my house. Mind you, I'm not the only one that lived here at the time. I had like, I don't know, 5 to 9 roommates at any given moment over the last 4 years. And she barges in and she's like, gonna rip me a new asshole and tell me how I'm wrong about my truth. That you, I guess she did tell me then, but that was in the fucking fresh of it all. And when she went to speak with you, that's when I expected to hear something different. And I would have expected you to finally like not lie, and act like you have absolutely nothing to do with what took place. Because yeah, I just wanted to get into a brawl with you. Are you serious? But you'd rather lie about it. You'd rather lie and say you were provoked because I brought drugs into your house. And even have any drugs. In April, I remember sitting in there talking to you and being completely vulnerable and honest with you. And I remember saying I wasn't completely cured, but I know for sure that I told you that I didn't have anything with me, that I wasn't trying to fuck up my mom and betray her trust, when I know how desperately she begged me, oh Brian, please don't bring any drugs. Like, you know, you're the fucking alcoholic drunk and I'm the drug addict. How do you like that? Y'all don't know shit. You don't know shit. You don't know shit about me and my drugs. And I'm never going to tell you either, because honestly, it's none of your goddamn business. And the fact that you never cared in the beginning of it all, you know, like the year prior when you came down to Albuquerque and sat there on the back porch and drank for 3 days and tried to act like you were the expert, identifying me because they were like, what do you think, Brett? Is she fucked up or what? Like, do you realize how stupid that was? I love how all of you are like, oh, we're going to judge you, but we're not going to ask you what's wrong. And then once we've judged you, we're going to tell you we'll get through this together. And there you go. I'm all alone, getting through it myself. Quite well, actually. Without any help from my family, who probably are the main reason that give me motivation for those types of activities. Fuck you. Honest to God, fuck you. And April, fuck you. Over and over again for twisting the words, for not having my back, when you're the only other person who could sit there and say, God damn, that was scary because this happened and this happened and this happened. Full well knowing I have recordings. And letting my brother just fucking say whatever the fuck he wants so that he feels better. Well, Brett, do you feel better? Do you feel better? I hope you do. I don't, but I'm getting better because I'm learning how to not have people that I love in my life. And it's a sign for me to say, you know what? I learned those lessons and maybe I was there to help you guys learn lessons. Who knows? Who cares? It's done. It's over. And I can like fly free and do me. And it's nobody's fucking business whether I'm sober or not, whether I'm fucking or not, whether I'm reckless or not, whether I'm successful or not, whether I'm happy or not. How's that? You got what you wish for. I don't want to ever see you fucking again. Get the fuck out. Okay, you got that. Loud and clear. It's been that way, clearly. You haven't made a move. You haven't said fucking a word to me since that happened.